Welcome to the third lesson. Today we'll be continuing from where we stopped the last time. In our last class, I showed you using the edit mode and how you can work with vertices, okay, how you can work with edges, and how you can also work with faces. All right, today we're taking it a step further, okay. So I want you to, as usual, create a new document, start from ground zero, okay, and scale your box. Where today we're taking face editing to another level, okay. So before you start, I want you to scale your cube. You remember the last assignment I gave you in one of the classes we did, rather, where I got you to model a TV, and you combine different objects to model the TV, the flat screen TV. Today I'll be showing you how to use just one object, model, extrude, you know, work on the faces to get a shape of a flat screen LCD. Yeah, so here we go. Like I said, in object mode, while in object mode, shape your cube to look something similar to this, like a TV screen. Then go to the edit mode. The shortcut to the edit mode is tab. So by just tapping on the tab, the tab button on your keyboard, you can jump between edit and object mode. Fine. So while you are in the object mode, now there are certain things I would want to show you in the object mode. There is something called the loop cut. The loop cut. To get that, the keyboard shortcut is Control R. Control R. Okay, but this is where you can find it on the toolbar. Can you see where I am? The loop cut. But anywhere with your mouse placed in the middle, just press Control R on the keyboard. Yeah, and you will see when you move your keys around. Do you see this rectangle in the middle of the screen? This yellow rectangle in the middle of the box. If you move your cursor further, you see that it changes to an horizontal rectangle. So it can be vertical or it can be horizontal. Okay, vertical or horizontal. So I want you to, on the vertical scale, now if you get this vertical rectangle, just scroll up. Use the scroll wheel to scroll up, and you see that it keeps increasing, and you can scroll down to reduce the number of cuts. Scroll up or scroll down. Now I want you to scroll up till you have about 9, 10, thereabouts, something like this. Yeah, and click to finish. You click one more time. The click is twice. Now I want you to do the same on Control R again, but this time around on the vertical axis, and I want you to scroll until you have something like this, almost 20 different cuts. Click a first time and click a second time. Now you have a mesh that has several faces. I'm going to use the middle mouse button now to scroll round this box. You can see what we have now. Essentially, we have cut up this rectangle into several faces. Why? You will get why I want to do that in a short while now. Okay, so using the orbit tool, click on the x-axis so that you have a orthogonal. Remember, orthographic versus perspective view. In the orthographic view, where you're looking straight on, direct at the screen from the what's it called? Click outside, and then draw a rectangle to cover only this inner. Can you see the rectangle I just drew? When I release it now, no, that's not what I want. Draw a bigger rectangle, say from here. I want everything exactly. This is what I want selected. Okay. Now I'm going to use the middle mouse button to turn again. You see that only the front faces are selected. Can you see what I have selected? I'm using this edge tool. Okay. Now I'm going to, using the move tool, move this inwards. Okay, now that's not what I want to do. instead of using the move tool, I just did undo, Control Z. Instead of using the move tool, press E on your keyboard. E is the shortcut for the extrude. Do you see the difference between both now? Do you see the difference between both? Okay. So I want you to extrude this inside the little until you have something like this. Okay. And when you orbit round, you see that you now have this, like you have a cut out from inside of the box. Okay. Now let's orbit, rotate your view to the underside of of um of your TV. Now, with the mouse with your cursor still on the what's it called? I want you to press Ctrl R again. Now we want to cut this into a number of parts like this again. Okay, there you have it. You see? Now the goal again is, let's go to the Z axis, Y, X. Okay, I think it's the Z axis, and I want you to select all the, no, not all of them, a number. Yeah, we want to create a base for this. Maybe this one's up to like this. Make sure the face tool is selected. Let me do that again. With the face tool selected, do you see what I have? Yeah. You see the faces that I have selected. Let me remind you, I'm using the face select tool right now, and I'm drawing around. Now the reason why I keep going to an orthogonal view is this. Can you see how the selection is doing somehow? This is not what I want. But if you are sure you're on the Z axis and you draw that, around it, you'll be sure that it is only that portion. You see that the selection is perfect. So make sure you're on the Z axis and select the portion you want. Maybe something like this. Yeah. See? Now I'm going to use again the extrude tool. Press E. The shortcut is E. E on your keyboard. Okay. And you can either go in or out. In this case, I want us to bevel out. This is not what I want though. This is not what I want. Let me undo. I don't want that many faces selected. Back to the Z axis. I want just about something this small. Yes, something this small. E on the keyboard and extrude out. Okay, I'm going to click. Okay, now I'm going to press E again and extrude one more time, a little. And press E one last time and extrude again. Each time getting roughly the same measure of extrusion. Do you get what I'm doing? Okay, it's for a reason. Why? Because now I want to come to orbit to this side of your screen. I want you to select these two faces. You hold shift to select the first and the second. Can you see I have only two faces selected? These two faces. I'm going to use extrude E again and extrude out like this. I'll come to this other side of the screen, select both and extrude using the E key. Press E again, extrude out like this. Now you see that we're beginning to have something that looks like a TV screen. True or false? It's not perfect, but it's beginning to look very, very much like a flat screen LCD TV. Okay, so what I want you to do is exit the edit mode. You can press tab on your keyboard or come here and choose between edit and exit. Okay, there. Good. Let me introduce you to two other things we've not used before in Blender. Now, coming to the toolbars, the tool menus here, I want you to come to the modifier properties. Can you see where I am? Modifier. And you want to add a modifier to this mesh. We would use what is called a subdivision surface. Click on that. Yeah. And you have this set of options. Okay. You have this set of options. I want you to increase this to 2 and increase this to 3. And you see that it becomes so much smoother. Right click and choose shade smooth, and that makes it look Well, I'm not sure this is what we're looking for, but if this is what you're going for, then this is beginning to look like, I don't know, no longer like a TV actually. But I just wanted to show you the sub selection mode. So I just wanted to show you that you could have this kind of smooth mesh also. So I'm going to undo both ways until I have back my mesh. This is what a flat screen TV ought to look like. So I want you to take the next 1 or 2 hours and using this style of selecting faces, extruding the faces, to model a couple of items in your around you in your space. Yeah, the next class will be modeling a human head. All right, see you in the next class.